Hello, everyone. My name is Holly from Idaho here in the United States. And during this hour, we are going to talk about idioms, specifically idioms related to animals. So come on in and let's practice English. So during this hour, we are going to talk about animal idioms. So we're going to systematically go through these worksheet and then talk about different things related to animal idioms. Hello, Christian. How are you doing today?
Good evening, Holly. Yes, I'm doing well. And you?
Very good. Very good. So have you noticed that the classes have been smaller this last week?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay. I wasn't sure whether it was just me or
You canceled, huh? Two class, I think, no?
excuse me.
You canceled two class last week or this week. I don't remember. No.
I canceled some classes last week. Yeah, and
Yeah.
then they verbally canceled some classes for me next week and this week. So I'm not sure
Oh,
why. So I assume it's because of the number of students that are not taking classes right now. So
Y-
as the change is happening.
yes, and you have a lot of student abandon now. Because
Uh-huh.
we approach of the end, of the course of English, of the
Yeah.
class, and the people.
Subscriptions are ending.
Yes, and
Yeah.
the people is we have one person.
When somebody else, yeah. So people are going on to something else. All right. Hi, Patricia. Her beautiful dogs. Look at them.
They look
I like.
nice.
Yeah, three of them. But you have four total, right?
Yeah, I've got four. I've
Yeah.
got four.
Excellent. Excellent. All
It's
right.
strange because for me here on the screen I can see the birds still.
Really, you can see the birds. Oh no, I see your dogs.
Strange.
How funny. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
sometimes where you won't see a person's picture at all, and then I realize that they're seeing it. So sometimes it's completely black or whatever. So, and Christian, did you take that picture as well? The picture of the trombone
Yes, I
and the
took
horn?
yes, I took by myself, in the last festival here in Switzerland, and
Mm-hmm.
I follow all the concert, and at the end of the concert, I took this picture. I was very
Mm-hmm.
happy. Yes, you, you
Excellent.
know, some people ask me, you are sure it's a trombone? It's not a light bulb,
Oh, a light bulb.
Yeah.
It looks like a horn to me. So it is a
Yes.
trombone though, right?
Ah, yes, it's trombone. It's not a
Okay.
trumpet. Trombone, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
exactly. Uh,
It could have been kind of a French horn or some kind of mellophone or some other type of thing. But I was a bando when I was a kid. I was in band, and so I know all the instruments. So
But
yeah.
it seems like a light bulb, if you don't understand, what how is trombone and trumpet and musical instrument, you know, maybe
Uh-huh.
you can see light bulb, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe after 2 glasses of whiskey.
Mhm. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true. It's funny. After a glass of whiskey, you can see a light bulb.
And
I've
how?
had I have
Sorry.
had a verbling student admit to me that he will take a little bit of alcohol before he goes to class. so,
Ah, yeah. But
so
if you don't, if you cannot manage a language correctly, you take a glass of whiskey before,
uh-huh.
and it's easier after to discuss. You know, it's
Yeah.
coming. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why it was a guy from Brazil. I can't remember his name, but he admitted, yeah, sometimes he usually takes classes late at night, Brazilian time, and so he says, yeah, sometimes, but I think I haven't seen him in about 6 or 8 months. So he's probably not taking classes anymore. So hello, Ake, nice to see you. Good morning.
Good morning. Hello. How are you?
So very good, very good. Yeah, so yeah, we can we say good morning, good afternoon, good evening in this one? Let's see. No, I guess what time is it in Brazil, Patricia?
Oh, sorry, Holly, I was having some problems here. It's 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. Okay, so we can't. Well, I can't say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. but but I guess Patricia and Christian can because it's afternoon here in the States and morning in Asia. And then they're saying good afternoon to somebody else. Anyway, what we're going to do during this hour is we're going to talk about animal idioms. So what I thought we'd do before we actually I introduce you to some of these, and they might be new, they may not be new. The first question here: do you know any animal-related idioms? So, okay, do you know any animal-related idioms?
Cats and dog.
Cats and dogs? You mean it's raining cats and dogs?
Yes.
Okay, so it's raining cats and dogs. Okay, all right. Christian, do you know of? Can you think of any animal-related idioms?
Um, Lion? Something with lion? No. Uh,
Lion.
yeah, king like a lion, maybe, or maybe strong like a lion,
Uh,
or
oh, I don't know
maybe
that.
no, or maybe I don't know. I don't know. I have on something because I don't know exactly.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Idiom about animals. No, I never think about that.
Yeah. Well, the thing is about the idioms is a lot of native speakers don't even realize they're saying idioms. So, um, because it's just so much a part of our culture and our country and our language that, and it's probably the same in if you think about your language, you don't realize when you're saying speaking slang. Sometimes you do realize on the slang, but definitely not the idioms.
I have one. I have two or three. I can see the
Dog days, yes.
cat nap,
Yeah.
or chicken out.
Cat nap. Perfect. Chicken out. Did you just Google these?
Yeah. Yes.
Isn't it? That's one nice thing about having a class online is you can just go to Google. So, excellent.
Yeah.
Um, Patricia, can you think of any animal idioms?
Yeah, copycat. And
Copycat.
if something is fishy, cop,
Okay, something is fishy. It's
yeah.
fishy. Yeah. Okay. All right. Now, do
I
you
remember.
go on?
No, it's got ants in your pants, something like that. It's not
Ants.
an
Oh,
animal.
ants in your pants. Yeah, I've forgotten all of these ants. He's got ants in his pants. In his pants. Perfect. All right. So does everybody know these? What these mean? Any question about any of these ones?
It's raining cat and dogs. It's raining a lot, no? Maybe?
Yeah.
Bad weather.
Yeah. So if it's really raining hard, you can say, "Man, it's raining cats and dogs." And actually, dog day. We actually say instead of dog days, we say dog days of summer.
Very, very hot days.
Yes, dog days of summer are really not just hot days, but lazy days.
Lazy
So
days, okay.
hot, lazy days. Yeah. And all right. And does Ake or Patricia, do you know any of these? The rest of these?
Yeah. So,
I don't know chicken nap and cat
Okay.
nap.
Okay. A cat nap is just a short nap. So if you need to go, if you need to take you maybe you take a nap in the middle of the day, you can say I'm going to take a cat nap. Usually a 20-30 minute nap. And then chicken out. If you chicken out, that means you're going to do something that takes courage. Then at the last minute, you decide not to do it. So at the last minute, you chicken out. So we've had people do that with some of these classes. We'll have somebody come in and they'll leave really quick because they've chickened out. So, okay. Patricia, do you know all of these of this list?
yes, I do.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. And Christian, you know them all now, right? Okay, all right. So let's go ahead so these are some. So let's go ahead and look at the ones in the material, and then what we're going to do is practice using basically all of them, the ones that you guys came up with, and also the ones in the material. Okay, so let's match the word to the idiom. What do you think the idiom means? So we have rat, wolf, whale, dogs, and cat. So Patricia, could you do number one?
I'm going to guess here from eliminating. Bob had a whale of a time scuba diving on holiday last year.
That's great. A whale of a time. And basically, what that means, it really has nothing to do with scuba diving or even water sports. A whale of a time actually means Bob had a very good time. He had a wonderful time. So you can say he had a whale of a time. So, all right, number two. Christian, can you do that one?
When the caller told Susan that she had won the lottery, she smelled. When the caller told Susan that she had won the lottery, she smelled. She smelled a dog, rat, a rat. Yes, a
Yeah,
rat.
she smelled a rat. So when you smell a rat, you smell something fishy. So to use this idiom, you smell something fishy, which means you are if you smell a rat, possibly somebody is trying to cheat you, or something just isn't right. It's not the way it's supposed to be. So you smell something fishy. All right, number three, Ake.
That this town has really gone to the wolf. It used to be such a nice place to live.
Actually, it's really gone to the dogs.
Dogs. Oh,
Yeah. So if something has gone to the dogs, it's deteriorated. It hasn't it hasn't stayed the same. Something has gotten worse. All right, number four, Patricia.
Please don't let the cat out of the bag. I haven't told my parents yet.
All right. So don't let the cat out of the bag. If you let the cat out of the bag, you probably tell a secret. Okay, and then the last one, Christian.
You shouldn't. Oops. Sorry. You shouldn't down your food like that. You're going to be sick. Is something with if we should. Wolf, yeah.
Yes. You
But
shouldn't wolf.
I know it was a wolf because it was the last one, but I would like to understand how you say that. You
What
should
it,
wolf.
what
Yeah,
it means.
yeah.
To wolf down your food means to eat a lot of food and to eat it very, very fast. Okay, so
Okay.
let's see if I'm going to see if I can find a picture of to wolf down the food. Maybe not. So, but yeah. So if I always think of a young kid or a teenage boy. Okay, this is what I was thinking right here. This is wolfing down your food.
Okay, okay, I understand. He's eating very quickly, huh?
Yeah, really fast and a lot, and and there's no manners, they're just kind of just wolfing it down really fast. This is a good example right here.
Oh,
You don't think you don't think about the food that you're eating. You just you just eat it really fast. So if you eat something really, really quickly, I know in Asia this is okay, but in most of our cultures it's not okay to eat pasta like that. So, but that's wolfing down food. Um, so you see, you wolf down that very quickly. When was the last time you ate? So, all right. Um, all right, so let's before we discuss these idioms, let's match the meaning to the idiom. So we have to eat very quickly, to be suspicious, to get into a bad state, to enjoy yourself, and to tell someone a secret. Okay, could you choose one of these and match the idiom?
Uh, to eat very quickly, wolf down.
Mm-hmm. Yes, to wolf down. Perfect. All right, and number 2, Patricia, can you do that one?
To be suspicious, to smell a rat.
To smell a rat, yes, which is the same actually as if something is fishy. Um, to smell a rat. Okay, and Christian, number 3.
to get into a bad state. Um, it's something with a dog, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's to go to the dogs.
To go to the dog, yes. To
Yeah.
go to the dog.
Usually when we talk about something that's gone to the dogs, usually we're talking about a community or something maybe there's a community that was very at one time was very safe and now it's crime ridden. We can say it's gone to the dogs. Or a city. I think Detroit, Michigan, for example, is one example. Um, in its heyday, it was a very great city, but now it's pretty much gone to the dogs. There's a lot of crime there. It's considered a crime-ridden city, and it's gone to the dogs. All right, number 4. Okay.
To enjoy yourself. What is this? Well of time.
Yeah, to have a whale of a time. Perfect. All right. And then the last one, Patricia.
To tell someone a secret, to let the cat out of the bag.
Yes. To let the cat out of the or a bag. All right. Um, so what we're going to do now is we're going to rewrite these sentences using an idiom from the list above, and then what we're going to do is after we do this we're going to practice these idioms and the above idioms here. So, number 1, Christian, can you try that one?
Julia was suspicious when she read the email. She knew it was too good to be true. Rewrite the sentence using an idiom from the list above. Julia was suspicious when she read the mail. To be suspicious. Julia was suspicious when she read. When she read the email, Julia was suspicious.
Okay, but how would you? We have to be suspicious means to smell a rat, right?
Yeah,
So
to
how
smell a
would you
rat.
how would you put to smell a rat in this sentence?
Julia was Julia smelled a rat
Uh-huh. Julia
because
smelled a rat. Yes.
she was suspicious.
No, you don't even need to say because
Ah,
she was
okay.
suspicious.
Julia smelled a rat.
Yeah.
Yeah, Julia smelled a rat.
Okay. So how you would write this one is Julia
Julia
smelled
smelled a
a
rat.
rat.
Yes.
A rat
When
because
she
yeah, okay. Go on.
when she reads her email,
Uh-huh.
when she read her email,
Her email or the email? Uh-huh.
yes. The
Exactly.
email or her email? The email.
Either one would work.
Okay.
So Julia smelled a rat when she read the email. So Julia was suspicious when she read the email. So they both basically mean the exact same thing.
Yeah.
So, all right. Number 2. Okay, can you do this one?
Holly, I need
Yes?
to have to go only 5 minutes. Okay,
Okay,
and
your
come
phone
back.
rang too.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, okay. Okay.
Okay, we are going to hold a surprise birthday party for Pete, but his brother told him about it. Idiom. To let the cat out of the bag.
So how would you change this?
But his brother let the cat out of the bag.
Perfect. Let let the cat out of the bag. Okay. All right. And Patricia, number 3.
Bob was so hungry that he wolfed down his dinner in just 2 minutes.
Yeah. Wow. So he wolfed down his dinner. Yes, he wolfed down his dinner in just 2 minutes. That does happen to people when they're really hungry. So, all right, number 4. Okay, Christian's probably not here. So, okay, can you do number 4?
Sophie really enjoyed her first hip hop dance class. Uh, Sophie really had the whole of time her first hip hop dance
Okay,
class.
so Sophie had a whale of a time
Well done.
of a time at her first hip hop dance class. Well of a time at her first hip hop dance class. All right, number 5, Patricia.
The company has gone down to the dogs. Who is it? Since the old CEO retired.
Dogs since the old CEO retired. Okay, excellent. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to practice these 5 idioms and also the idioms that you guys thought of in the beginning of class. We will be thinking of questions for the idioms we thought of at the beginning of class and using the questions from the discussion with those other idioms. So let's go ahead and start. So first one, I wonder why we have this. Rat race is a completely different idiom. It's not even in here. So does everybody know, Patricia, do you know what rat race means?
No, not really, but from the context, are you a competitive person? Are you in the rat race? It's probably something about with other people competing. Oh, I don't know
Yeah,
it really well.
what it is, okay, do you know rat race?
Yeah, rat race is a kind of maybe human very competitive society or something like that.
Yeah, basically it's talking about a person who, people who are trying to move up in the world. They're trying to move up in their company, and what happens is, as they're living their life, they get into a rat race where every part of their life is they're consumed with their job, and they're consumed with getting the next a better car or a better house, or they're consumed with increasing the amount of money they make, and so that's called a rat race. So, all right, so let's ask this question. Christian, are you back yet? Nope. Okay. Okay, are you in a rat? Not the. Are you in a rat race? Are you a competitive person?
No, I'm not. I'm a lazy person.
so, so you're not in a rat race. Is that because
Yeah,
you decided that's not how you want your life to be?
I don't like rat race.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Patricia, how about you? Are you in a rat race? Are you competitive?
No, I'm not in a rat race. Really, I'm not. No.
Okay. Excellent. And I am also not in a rat race either, although I am actually a very, very competitive person. So I can be very competitive when I'm in that situation, um, especially not necessarily for work, but for a lot of other things. Um, so, all right. Um, all right, and let's go to the next question. Um, Christian, are you back? Okay. So, next question. Are there any towns or cities in your country that have gone to the dogs? Patricia.
Yeah, sure there are. There are some cities which have gone down to the dogs that, like some years ago, I visited them, and now they have gone down to the dogs. They don't look the same. They're
Mm-hmm.
deteriorated, the painting and everything's really ugly.
Mm-hmm. Now, why have they gone to the dogs?
In this case, because um, the city was left, it wasn't, the houses, for example, weren't painted. People didn't redo their houses, and um,
Mm-hmm.
the streets have got holes. And the reason is it was just left. Nothing was done about it. People just, oh, I have a word and I don't know how to say it. When you, oh, I need to know this word. When you become lazy and you say, oh, it's okay. Um, the word came in Portuguese to me, Holly. When you, for example, things are not good and you say, ah, it's okay, leave it, it's all right, and you just take it as it comes, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So people are just not. They're lazy. They're just kind of going with the flow, taking it as it comes. And so because of that, their cities and their communities have gone to the dogs, because they have not been proactive. Maybe is that what you're saying?
Yeah, yeah, probably,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Thank
All
you.
right. You're welcome. So one word that you can use. I don't know if you know that word, proactive. Are you familiar with that word?
No, I never used it. Not really.
Um,
I could understand within the context, but I never
yeah.
used it.
Yeah, there in I had took a class once when I was in university where the professor talked about the difference between being proactive in a company or community or a family versus reactive. If you're reactive, that means a problem happens and then you react to it. But if you're proactive, you think about ahead of time about different things that you need to do, and because of that, you already have a plan or a plan that you're going to do when something happens. Um, So those are two different ways of responding to problems and issues that you might have. A person might be proactive and they'll say, oh, well, I don't like the decision that this company made, but I'll just make I'll just go with it. I'll be fine with it. Or if they're reactive, they're all upset. Why did they make this decision? Da 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 da. So they're really reactive. All right. Christian, are you back yet? Nope. All right. Okay. Are there any towns or cities in Japan that have gone to the dogs?
Gone to the dogs means become ghost town?
Not really gone. They basically go into a bad state. For example, what I tried to describe earlier is a town in my country is Detroit.
Uh-huh.
Back in the 70s, and before that, Detroit was a really good city because it was. But then because it was a nice city, but the reputation now is there's a lot of slums in Detroit,
Oh,
and pretty much has gone to the dogs. And the
oh.
reason for that is because of um, the
The bank,
uh,
I've heard Detroit went bankrupt.
yeah, pretty much they had I mean, if you look at this, it's because back in the 80s they were this was a place where engineers and people who put cars together all lived, and then there was problems, and so I'm sure there's a lot of parts of Detroit that is very good, but parts of it has pretty much gone to the dogs.
Mhm.
So that's basically what it means, and this definitely is not a representation of the U.S. or probably not even of Michigan. So, and I'm sure that in the next few years they will revitalize the area and make it better. Um, so how about in Japan? Are there any towns that have gone to the dogs?
Mm, maybe, how can I say it? Maybe rural marginal village, you
Uh
know,
huh.
uh, bec- it's not like a slum, but many maybe many people there, they became a senior citizen, and their daughter and son working in a different town, usually urban area. So
Mhm.
this abandoned village problem, yeah, it's a big
Mhm.
problem. It's the problem of that. It's
Yeah.
not a slum actually. But
Uh
they
huh.
just can't maintain the community because of such a unbalanced aging
Mhm.
village.
Yeah, because you guys, Japan especially has a huge aging population, right?
Yes. So
And
aging society uh, started here maybe for the first time in the world.
is that
Even
because a lot of the generations generations under this generation have
Mhm.
not been having as large families?
Yeah, maybe maybe baby boom happened in 50s because after the
Mhm.
war people
Mhm. Had
could live
babies.
in peaceful society, so
Uh huh.
they produce a lot of baby, and then that baby boomers cannot produce so many kids because maybe after that, so maybe economical development and few fewer children or related, maybe
Mhm.
many, and part of the kind of people became more individualistic, and many family became a nuclear family, and
Mhm.
also uh, many kids, the education level became high, so education costs became high as well. So
Mhm. And
so that
and
yeah,
and the more higher the education, the fewer kids that they have.
maybe, yeah, this
Yeah.
kind of elements related to this issue.
Yeah, I was reading somewhere that Japan is not the only country with it, but I think it is one of the countries that has it the worst than others. But I was reading in one country why some countries don't experience it. And what I was reading was these countries that are not having this problem with a big gap between the aging population and the younger
Mm.
is the same. I mean, the same things happened in our country as it did in Japan and other countries, but the difference was we were also here in the U.S., for example,
Mm.
we were also bringing in immigrants,
Yes.
and what they said was that the refugees, especially refugees and immigrants, the first generation of refugees that come from another country, especially a third world country,
Mm.
have babies. And they
Yeah.
have a lot of babies. So
Mm.
because of that, we don't have as many. We still have the same. It's not where we have an aging population that is bigger than the next generations. Um, and Brazil, Patricia, you guys take in a lot of immigrants and refugees as well. Do you find that is the same thing? Do you have an aging population like Japan, or do you think maybe the fact that you guys have brought in immigrants and refugees has stopped that? Patricia, is she there? Okay, maybe she's having a problem with her computer or something. But anyway, that's what I've heard about some countries. Have you heard that before? Okay.
Yeah, kind of Japanese. Japan accept Vietnamese, refugees after the war.
Uh-huh.
So, but kind of a mood of the society and the people's attitude for immigration is pretty conservative, the government too.
Uh-huh.
So to
Yeah.
become Japanese citizenship is very difficult actually.
Yeah.
So that's the reason. Yeah, of facing.
Is that because I mean I heard in Korea,
Mhm.
Korea was very proud of the fact that they were
Mhm.
basically a society
Mhm.
that where everyone was
Mhm.
Koreans. Is that the
Mhm.
same thing? People are just very, very proud of being Japanese.
Maybe it's one character for is, you know,
Uh-huh.
maybe still, I chatted with German woman before,
Mhm.
and I
Mhm.
thought I envy the 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 kind of European situation now because EU is now European country united as EU now, but
Uh-huh.
Far East has maybe economically and culturally we are related very deeply, but
Mhm.
still a lot of kind of political conflict happening.
Mhm.
We are separated as each individual country, and
Mhm.
each country has a kind of a very severe assimilation pressure. You know,
Mhm.
here if you are Japanese, you should act like Japanese. Such kind of pressure is very strong.
Mhm.
So
That makes
maybe same
sense.
thing happening in other countries. Maybe China is a bit different in my opinion because China is large and it includes a lot of different tribes and maybe
Mhm.
very complicated kind of society, I guess. But
Mhm.
South Korea and Japan has that kind of tendency. So peer pressure to be Japanese, or that's why
Mhm.
maybe foreign people is very difficult to get into the society, or
Yeah.
people attitude is very conservative
Mhm.
of foreign immigrants. But
Yeah. And go
yeah,
on.
but sorry, government began to think to accept immigration more, but I don't know, yeah, what's gonna happen next.
Mhm. Yeah.
Mm.
You never know what's going to happen.
Mm. But
So.
that the German woman said at the same time, but I, we don't know the future because Europe in the past, they separate each other, they fight against each other so harshly in the past. As a result, they realize maybe we should stop this kind of thing. So they united as EU. So
Hmm.
I don't know the future. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. All right, and I guess Patricia, she came back, but then she left again. So I'm kind of interested because I didn't know until I started working here at Verbling that in Brazil it has a lot of similar issues that the United States has, and one reason is because of the immigration policies that they have. Um, they also had black slaves like we had, so they have a lot of similar things. So. Anyway, hopefully she comes back. But
Well, yes, I understand what you said. We are a few people now in Verbling. In every group class, we were only 2 or 3 people maximum now.
oh yeah, that's true. But that's because of the. Oh, good. Welcome back, Christian. We were
Thank
just
you.
talking. We were just talking about the aging population in some countries like Japan, and
Yeah.
why it happened, and how in countries like the U.S. and possibly Brazil, we do not have as big of a problem because we have accepted refugees and immigrants, and usually the first 2 generations that a refugee family is in a new country, they have a lot of children.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that the same in Switzerland? I mean, do you have an aging population that you're
Yes.
having to
Yes.
uh,
Yes. You know
and
why?
fewer generations?
Yeah. You know why today we have a lot of people. Is very old because to have 2 or 3 or 4 children is very expensive today, you know.
Mhm.
And in each
Mhm.
family, you have maybe 1 or 2 children maximum. You can find some family with 3 or 4 people, with 3 or 4 children, but it's not very often.
Mhm.
And I heard also exactly the same. The we have the migrant is coming now in Switzerland, 100,000. Uh,
Mm.
we expect to have 100,000 and with a lot of children and with a lot of family and you know and
Uh-huh.
it's very important to have a migrant today here in Switzerland because who want to pay it, you know everything for us after, you know
Yeah,
and
exactly.
yeah.
So immigrants and refugees actually help countries if people think about it. So, but
Yes.
is there a lot of fear in Switzerland though with having all this immigrants or refugees coming from different parts of the world?
Oof. Uh, I don't think so. No, I don't think so,
Mhm.
because we have a big filter, you know,
Mhm.
before of the migrant, and we prefer to have the family as
Mhm.
the man is alone,
Mhm.
and no, but to be honest, we need to help these people. It's not normal
Mhm.
to live like that, under the
Yeah.
bomb, you know.
Exactly.
It's not
Exactly.
human. It's not human. It's not human.
Yeah.
But
I
sometimes, yes, sorry.
I was going to say I have been confused by people who have this attitude about refugees and
Ah.
immigrants. It's like,
You know why? You know why? Because the people are afraid for the difference. If you are
uh-huh.
different, some people are afraid about that. But something is not just also is not correct.
Uh-huh.
The Arab country don't receive some migrants, like Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Bahrain,
Uh-huh.
Dubai. It's only Europe, USA, and maybe
And
China, and
maybe
Brazil. Yeah.
Brazil and Australia and New Zealand, maybe South Africa. Yeah, so that is one true that some countries don't take them and some countries do. So,
But Holly, last week I saw some migrant, in the street in Geneva, and I was
mhm.
very, very disappointed and very sad to see these people like that, without anything, without anything. You lose your house, you lose your car, you lose your life, in Syria or
Mhm.
maybe in Iraq, and you go to Europe without nothing. You imagine?
Mm. Yeah.
your history is finished, you know.
And you have to start over. Uh, were these people homeless at all, or were they um,
No, here we
they
have
were okay? They
no.
were okay as far as that goes.
Oh, look, here is not possible to live in Switzerland in the winter without house. It's not
Okay,
possible.
that's the same. That's the same here.
No, no, it's
Yeah.
not
Okay.
possible. You're dead in 3 hours in one day because
Mhm.
sometimes you have under five, under 10, minus 10,
Mhm.
and you can
Mhm.
live outside. It's not possible, you know.
Mhm.
And
Okay.
we have some area, and we have good food for these immigrant, and we
Mhm.
help us, and no, it's good. I like
Mhm.
that.
Okay. Yeah. All right. And in Japan, you guys have taken in you guys
Mhm,
took
mhm,
Vietnamese refugees
mhm, mhm,
after that conflict. A question for you, Ake. Have
mhm,
these Vietnamese families
mhm,
become
mhm.
more and more integrated as the years come by? And are they more Japanese than they are Vietnamese now, or have they retained their culture?
Maybe the first generation returned their culture, but second generation returned the culture, but the third or fourth, I'm not sure
Hmm.
because it happened to the Japanese American too. First generation, actually,
Yeah.
I took one class about American professor, and
Uh,
she explained about immigration policy in the past in America, not now. America is much culture attitude about that, but in the past, uh, you know, first American government thought language creates identity. So
uh-huh.
English, that means English. So uh, so English education only for the immigrant kids. And then generation is almost impossible to be American, but second generation can became
Mhm.
American like that. And third,
Mhm.
fourth, now that's how American identity was created in the past.
Mhm. That's interesting.
So,
I didn't know that.
but
But
now more.
I find. Sorry,
I'm
go
sorry.
on.
Go ahead. Uh,
Uh,
America doesn't have any official language now, so American government has to change now. But
yeah, that's what I was going to actually say too, because you were saying the same thing. The U.S. doesn't have an official language,
mm,
and so nowadays, immigrant families and
mm,
refugee families are encouraged to
mm,
keep their language. I
mm,
remember there was this guy who I worked with briefly in Korea,
mm,
and
mm,
he was Mexican American,
mm,
but he couldn't speak a word of Spanish.
mm,
And he said that his grandparents or his great grandparents
mm,
immigrated, and by his generation, he couldn't speak any
mm,
Spanish. And that's really, really sad about that. But that does happen.
mm.
My family
Yeah.
retained the language because we came from England,
Yeah,
but
it happened to my relative American families too. When
really.
they were living in Japan, they were bilingual, but after they
Uh-huh.
returned to the United States, and now they just speak a very simple Japanese only.
Yeah, so
So they don't, yeah.
do they have like an active, do they have a passive vocabulary where can they understand Japanese?
Maybe, yeah, but
Okay.
almost basic level now. So
Uh-huh.
I communicate with them in English, and they cannot
Okay.
talk Japanese. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, 'cause in English we call that if somebody can understand a language, maybe their parents were like you're in your situation, they're Japanese Americans and their parents spoke Japanese at home to them, but they spoke English everywhere else.
Mm,
But they don't speak Japanese, they just understand it. What that
mm,
we call that is somebody who is passively bilingual.
mm,
So if they're complete bilingual, they're able to speak and understand. But
mm,
if it's just half, it's called
mm,
passive bilingual. So
mm,
just FYI, if you didn't know,
mm.
Christian, what was I going to ask? I can't remember. So all right, let's go to this next question. Right, this question right here for you, Christian. Are there any towns or cities in your country that have gone to the dogs.
That have gone to the dogs.
Hmm
Uh,
And let me show you and give you an example. Okay, this is an example of Detroit. Okay, this is the U.S. and after the recession of the 1980s, they've got some neighborhoods that have gone to the dogs. Very, very strange. So, you don't. This is not normal for cities in the U.S. But this city has gone to the dogs. There are parts of Detroit that have remained. I'm sure that this part is very good, but there are areas. How about in Switzerland? Are there areas that have gone to the dogs?
oh, I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so, but I don't know, uh,
Hmm
because maybe in some part we have a very poor part here in Switzerland in different way, but and some part is very abundant, you know.
hmm
I don't know. To be honest, I don't know.
Okay. All right. All right.
Yeah.
Let's go to this other one right here. Now we have it. Do you ever get suspicious telephone calls or emails? What I find interesting about this question is the person didn't actually use the idiom in here. So the idiom is smell a rat, to smell a rat. Okay, can you change the sentence to use to smell a rat in this sentence?
Uh, do you ever smells? Do you ever
Smell?
smell a rat?
Uh-huh.
Smell a rat? I don't know.
Okay.
Preposition?
Yeah,
Or what
on.
telephone calls or emails?
Yeah, so do you ever smell a rat on telephone calls or
Mhm.
when you receive emails? You have to change it a little bit. So how about you? Do you ever smell a rat when you are on telephone calls or when you receive emails?
Yeah, I can spell mails and some telephone call are fishy, so
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Yeah, and telephone call fishy, but more kind of how can I say sales call.
Mm-hmm.
They
Yeah.
it's not fishy, but kind of purpose is obvious. Yeah. Then
Yeah.
emails, spams are very fishy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I I got a telephone call today and I usually don't answer it, but I decided to answer it and see what it was. And it was a company that was it was just a machine telling me that since I'm a small business person, I could get a loan for my small
Mhm.
business with no money down, no collateral, and all that. I
Mhm.
was not interested. So, uh,
Very fishy. Yeah.
even though it would be nice to have the money, but I am not interested in something that if it's too good to be true, I probably pretty much smell a rat when it comes to that.
Yeah, that's
So.
right.
Christian, how about you? Do you ever smell a rat when you receive telephone calls or receive emails?
I don't know because I don't know, but sometimes I receive a call, from a company, and um, and we don't have any call effectively, but you need to recall the company, and you pay a lot of tax, you pay overtax,
Mm-hmm.
It's and sometimes yes, we have some call and some email is we had like a rat, and
Mm-hmm.
yes, yes, we have that, and also
Mm-hmm.
I think a spam is like that to spam,
Oh, yes. Spams. Most spams are very, very fishy. So,
Yes,
yeah.
every day I receive maybe 100 and 200 spam. If I'm going in some website, to put my user ID and my name because I'm interested for one product, I receive
Uh-huh.
maybe 50 mail after, for different company, you know. This is a spam, and also sometimes behind the spam you have some virus, some
Mm-hmm.
hoax, or you know.
Yeah. Exactly. I sometimes I'll get an email from a company that, oh, this is kind of interesting, but I will not click on a link. I usually Google the company and go that way. because you don't know, maybe that company, like, so especially the phishing emails from banks and stuff like that. So, all right. Welcome back, Patricia. Can you
Oh,
speak? Yeah, and you really tried hard to come back, and so you guys are. Is it raining cats and dogs right now?
it's not yet, but it's all black and cloudy and looking like a real big storm will come down at any minute.
Ah, okay, okay.
So I
So,
might have problems again. I'm not sure.
well, we only have about 5 minutes left, so uh, unfortunately. So, a question for you, Patricia. We're on this next question. Uh, it's do you ever smell a rat when you receive telephone calls or emails?
Oh yes, certainly. I receive lots of emails which are, I can smell a rat.
Uh-huh. Or you can say which are
And
fishy.
of fish, yeah. And I can usually, and they usually have a link to click on, and they're like something about the bank. Or the other day I received one which I had received a fine, and if I didn't pay it until a certain date, I would be sued or something. But I
Mm-hmm.
just ignore.
Yeah, I ignore pretty much all of it. So, all right, thank you. Next question. Okay, are you good at keeping secrets? And have you ever let the cat out of the bag?
I think for the important matter, maybe yeah, I'm good at keeping secret, but sometimes I let the cat out of the bag for not so serious issue, probably.
Uh-huh.
Well, with the
Mm-hmm.
notice, I might have done that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, and Christian, how about you? Are you good at keeping secrets? Have you ever let the cat out of the bag?
Yes, I'm good, yes, to keep a secret,
Mm-hmm.
because maybe I can speak a lot, but I keep a secret, and I never let the cat out of the bag.
Really?
Because, yeah, because I make attention for everything and what we
Mm-hmm.
said and the susceptibility of the people, and, it's my style.
Mm-hmm.
Especially in my family, because sometimes in my family we have disorder, you know,
Uh-huh.
and in every family you have sometimes, is you need to keep the secrets, and you need, you don't need
Mm-hmm.
to let the cat out of the bag. It's not possible, because
Yeah.
after you have a disaster.
Yeah. I understand that. Yeah. Um, Patricia, how about you? Are you good at keeping secrets? Have you ever let the cat out of the bag?
Yeah, I usually keep secrets. Of course, someday in my life I let it out of the bag, but I don't use.
Sometimes it slips, huh? Go on.
Sorry, what?
Go on. You said, but you don't usually.
No, I don't. I don't. I think it's you can put the person in a very. We sometimes let the cat out of the bag, and we don't know what consequences it can have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I think the thing is, it's fun to watch small children, 5, 6, 6 year olds, try to keep a secret. And a year ago, a year ago at the end of February, it's my mom's birthday, and she said she didn't want to have a birthday party. So I organized a dinner. I said, "Oh, why don't you just come to dinner with my sister and I and her kids, and we'll just have go meet at this restaurant." And then at the restaurant, all of her grandchildren were there. And it was really funny watching my sister's kids, who were 5, 5, and 6 at the time, try. It was funny watching them let the cat out of the bag so many times, but my mom never caught on. So it it was funny. My mom was confused because we were driving so far to go to this restaurant, and she's like, "Why are we going here? Why don't we go to this other one?" And we had excuses, and the kids were just beside themselves because they wanted to say something. It was funny, really funny. Anyway, thank you all very much for your participation in class, and I hope to see you tomorrow. Yeah, I think I have a couple classes tomorrow, and I hope to see you there. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Holly. Good
Thanks.
night.
Thank you.
Good night.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
Good night. Sleep
Bye.
well. Bye.
Yeah.
Have a
Bye.
good evening. Have a good day.
Thank
It's
you.
it's
Bye.